Hello, my name is Raquel Gervin, and I'm the Regional Administrator for the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, Western Pacific Region. At the FAA, we don't stand still when it comes to aviation safety. We're constantly reviewing our policies, procedures, and regulations to make the world's safest and most complex airspace system even safer. That's what we're doing for the very busy and complex San Fernando Valley airspace. Within the National Airspace System, the FAA requires protected airspace around aircraft that we refer to in aviation as very conservative safety bubbles. Van Nuys Airport and Bob Hope Hollywood Burbank Airport are 7 miles apart. Aircraft flying into Burbank's runway 8 overfly aircraft operating at Van Nuys. If a Van Nuys aircraft penetrates the safety bubble of a Burbank-bound aircraft, the Burbank-bound aircraft receives an alert from its Traffic Collision Avoidance System, or TCAS, which can require the pilots to perform a go-around or another maneuver. After studying various options, the FAA decided to evaluate whether reducing the altitude of aircraft operating in the Van Nuys traffic pattern would reduce the number of Burbank-bound TCAS alerts. The FAA will conduct 2 evaluation periods for aircraft operating in the Van Nuys traffic pattern for the east runway 16 left, 34 right. These aircraft will fly 100 feet lower than the current 1,800-foot mean sea level pattern altitude for a period of 90 days, then 200 feet lower than the current pattern altitude for another 90 days for a total of 180 days. The FAA has completed a safety review of this planned evaluation and did not identify additional hazards from reducing the pattern altitudes. The 2 following animations show how TCAS operates and examples of those interactions today and during the 2 evaluation periods. Check this page for more information about the evaluation.
TCAS, independent from the air traffic control system, acts as a last resort to reduce the risk of mid-air collisions between aircraft. TCAS provides safety alerts in the flight deck called Resolution Advisories, or RAs. A TCAS RA notifies the flight crew of a possible mid-air collision hazard while providing guidance to avoid the hazard. Above 1,000 feet above ground level at altitudes typically used for approaches to land, the minimum TCAS protected airspace is 600 feet and 0.2 nautical miles. If another aircraft is within that airspace, TCAS will issue an RA. When an aircraft is outside of the TCAS RA, there is not a proximity RA. This animation shows an aircraft 700 feet below the TCAS-equipped aircraft. When an aircraft is outside of the TCAS RA, there is not a proximity RA. This animation shows an aircraft 800 feet below the TCAS-equipped aircraft. Van Nuys Airport and Burbank Airport are 7 miles apart. Burbank aircraft get established for a stable approach 10 to 14 miles west of Burbank and fly a 3-degree glide slope. Van Nuys aircraft depart and climb to the pattern altitude of 1,000 feet above ground level, or 1,800 feet mean sea level. Aircraft arriving to Burbank are approximately 600 feet above Van Nuys aircraft. Aircraft remaining in the pattern typically use the east runway, runway 16 left, 34 right.